ask Tyler. I fucking hate playing against Tom Kench. I play against a Tom Kench that runs Ghost fucking Flash. I'm not winning, no matter what I play.
Stupid.
He's just gonna lick my asshole 4 fucking times and then kill me.
Fucking lick a tongue, my guy.
What's up, everybody? It is time for patch 12.2, second patch of the season.
Yes, it is the second patch already.
And this, I feel like this patch, just by looking at like the quick notes, should have been the fucking first patch, because this patch
absolutely should have been the first fucking patch.
Fucking massive. It is a massive patch.
It's yes. I have more on their patching schedule, but I want to get through our last poll and last questions first, and then
yeah, we'll get into it. So our Q&A previously was simply, what are your goals for season 12? And Nathan wrote in and said, play ranked and get at least silver. Playing ranked is where you fuck up. You do not want to play ranked in this fucking game, dude. It's not worth it. And I guess we could also talk about our experiences when playing placements.
Yeah.
Get silver. You could probably get gold, dude. If I'm being honest, if you play you could potentially just play like the most broken champion on whatever patch, and you could probably get to gold.
You probably could, honestly. It took me a while, but I had to adapt some things in my play style to get there. And if I could do that, then fucking any schmo could do it off the street, bro.
To be fair, I mean, maybe you're a bronze player and silver is another big achievement. So do it, dude. I remember when we first started playing, I think just because I remember when we played, our accounts were so fresh, obviously, that we got placed into silver and we were like, what the fuck? Why are we in silver? Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. But now, I mean, nowadays, I think like average MMR for a fresh account is literally gold. So I don't know. Maybe you've been playing for a very long time and your MMR is fucked. I think that's what mine is. No,
I'm just kidding.
Okay, cool. So then Sean also wrote in and answered and said, Sean Stewart said, learn a new champion outside my normal pool and lane and end the year at least silver 2 in both solo and flex.
It's a good goal. I actually like that goal, learning a new champion. There's often times in this game where I can't win a game and I'm like, maybe it's time to play a new fucking champion right now. And sometimes you do that and you pop off because the game recognizes if you play a new role. And I think if you play a new champion in that role, it somehow recognizes that. And the game does get a little bit easier. Not all the time. But it does know when you're picking an off role that it will be generally a slightly easier matchup.
I think also generally, depending on how long you've been playing the game, you probably have a sense at what every champion does. Agreed. So, you might have a little small advantage because like, oh, last game I got shit on by Tank Akali, which we'll talk about. And I want to play Akali. Like, you could do it. What the hardest part though, and this is just my opinion, I think Tyler shares the same opinion, is don't play a new champion. Don't try to learn a new champion ranked, because that's just not fun for everybody, and that's just asking you. And I hate telling people not to do something, but that's just a very big suggestion. But then on the flip side is if you go normals where there is no MMR balance, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna practice Akali against and play against like a Diamond 1 like mid main that's just playing with his dog shit friends. Oh my god.
The one thing I always learned about that, and like the my biggest like I guess I'd call it a complaint, is you practice in normals a new champion, but oftentimes normals don't even get to fucking team fighting before people are actually forfeiting. So you never actually learn how to play late game on your champion, which is kind of integral to playing ranked, right? Like, hey, if I need to know how to play this champion, you know how to play the lane phase, the mid game, and the team fight late game, or the strategies. You need to develop these strategies and whatnot. And it's really difficult to do that in a normal game where people just give up or quit or whatever. You don't have a cohesive team unless you're playing with 5 of you. But even then, if you shit on the other team, they're just going to forfeit anyway. So I always thought the best way to go learn something was maybe flex.
Yeah.
Where it's at least half serious and people aren't going to forfeit at the drop of a dime.
Because that's the other thing I've learned is like, in normals, there's like no, you don't like, if you play ranked, there's like a little bit of pressure if you're wanting to learn and get better at the game. Just like knowing you're playing ranked, like have that in the back of your mind. It's like, okay, I need to focus, and it's like it's a little bit of pressure to like, it's good pressure, like, you know, you're trying to concentrate. If I'm playing a fucking game and I'm like, oh, this is normals, I feel like I lose a lot of the games because I just don't put my 100% in normals, because I'm just like, oh, it doesn't matter, like I'll still get butthurt and shit, but
No, I feel you,
I
but
think
like,
the
yeah,
ranked pressure can be a good thing.
seriously, the pressure can make you better. You gotta learn how to deal with the pressure though, because it could also make you worse.
All right, so that was Sean, and then finally Rayanne wrote in and said she wants to play ranked.
Yeah,
There was a time where she was literally she was playing, so I think she was playing more ranked than I was. And she got like, she used to get like mad at me. I'm like, hey, we gotta blah, and she's like, no, I'm fucking playing ranked. And she was like a Leona one trick, and she's so fucking good. But I think just the fact that there's really terrible people that inhabit these low elo games, and it just makes you not want to play that anymore. So
there's some like really bad people that are in these games, and it just makes you go, "What the fuck is up your ass today?"
she was
Like
getting
that game yesterday where we played with that Yasuo, who literally got mad at me because he tanked. Just a little tip for you, newer players or low elo players: the first tier turrets actually have extra armor, even after the plates fall off. They have extra armor if you don't have minions around.
That's all turrets.
Yes, that is all turrets. Yeah. And so if it has a quarter health, tanking the turret to do damage to it is useless. It doesn't actually do anything for you. And he also got all mad because I was bringing the wave in bot side and he was tanking the turret. He goes, well, you guys can't even take the turret. And I was, and then we took it after when the minions got there because, the armor dropped and we could do more damage to it. And then, he was all kind of mad. So I was like, oh, God, this guy's going to get all butthurt. So I just said, thank you for your help. I appreciate it. And then he tried to say that I was flaming. I'm like, I'm trying to be nice to you, dude. And then he went and tried to int the game away, and we somehow pulled it back. We were so far ahead, and then we were damn near so far behind. We had to really pull it back. It took us, 45 minutes?
So yeah, to put into perspective, I'm looking at the post-game lobby graph overview or whatever. Yeah. This was a 42.5 minute game.
Yep.
At one point, at 23 minutes, we were ahead 13,000 gold.
Jesus.
Our Yasuo was fed out of mind. We had a Yasuo Diana combo. Like, it was so fucking free.
Perfect.
That's perfect. That's the most broken combo you can think of right now. And of course, like, I got butthurt, and somehow we were still winning a majority of the... Like, this guy was full item at, like, 30 fucking minutes, and he just decided to just go sit in a brush and not do anything. Not do anything. I had chat off, so I couldn't tell if he was, like, raging or whatever. But, dude, come on, man. Like, just...
This is so dumb.
I made a joke to Tyler. I'm like, this guy's just fucking inting the game away so he can make his YouTube montage.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, as he said. And then we couldn't find him anyways. But, yeah, just actual loser. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. As frustrating as it may be, you might as well just leave the game. But, like, when you're up 18 kills and you're actually murking the whole team, why are you trying to make everyone on your team's lives painful? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You're playing the game for the wrong reasons then, and you need to leave. And that's just what it is. But neither here nor there. Let's move on to
our question for the week.
Yes, our question or poll for the week. Thank you.
Yeah, so our question is just, what are your thoughts on Azeri? I believe she gets released with this patch.
I believe so.
Or maybe like a day after.
The 20th. Yeah, Azeri will be in January 20th. So yeah,
cool. So that is tomorrow, because the patch got pushed back a day. So what are your general thoughts on Azeri? We didn't really talk about her because I think our last patch episode, like the day, or maybe it was the Monday after she got announced or something.
She kind of got released really fast. I feel like that it's usually 2 patches, or they release information in the middle of one patch, and then they go the whole next patch, and then it gets released after. And this was so quick, but I think part of it was the holidays and all that had to do with a lot of it too.
I mean, very unique as far as her auto attacks is. Her Q ability is auto attacks. It's a skilled shot auto attack, which is new. Don't even get me started on the fucking E grinding over fucking terrain 4 million years, and then yeah, I mean it. I know the same voice actress is for a Valorant character that got released. She literally feels like a Valorant character.
Yeah, sort of.
That's what I got the vibes from. But yeah. So and then really quick go over our poll from the previous week was: are you going to watch LCS or any other pro leagues? And 100% of you guys said yes.
That's pretty resounding because wasn't viewership for Lock-In down like 38%?
It was, I think, from last year.
I think it was down 38%. I think was the stat that came up on Hotline.
Because there's nobody fucking. There's 2 teams that have full rosters.
I'm one of the people that didn't give a shit about watching it because yeah, there's 2 teams that are running full, like TSM running full academy rosters. There's nothing interesting about that. Like I don't mind you running an academy roster, and I don't mind watching them win, but like there's no point for me to watch if teams aren't participate.
There's no it's not part of the split. Yeah, there's no stakes.
No stakes at all.
$50,000 donation. That's cool.
I mean, last year it was cool when they first did it, and I felt like it's because teams actually came out and tried, and then there were a couple development teams trying to try out their players. That is actually a perfect use for this tournament, right? But now you have teams saying, "Oh, well, we're just going to say we have visa issues, and my team players are still going to be in Korea or something, boot camping." It's like, but guys, like that's not fun for anybody else to watch. No one cares anymore when you start pulling that stuff because you deal with too many imports and whatnot. But so I know the viewership is down, but it's nice to see people saying yes, I'm gonna watch it. Hopefully after Lock-In's over, the split gets more exciting.
I was
EG is going to be an exciting team to watch for sure.
I was stoked just to see what pros are playing. I mean, in LEC we saw some pretty wild fucking picks, so that's exciting. But I mean, I just watch it just to consume content. I like watching pro play.
Yeah.
Even though this is probably not the highest level it can be so far. So
yeah.
Luckily it's only like another 2 weeks for Lock-In, so it'll go by fast.
It will.
So then, this week's poll is: who did you vote for? And we're recording this, I believe, the day before they released they announced who won.
Yeah, it's the last day of voting.
What champion did you vote for the 2023 rework, which was Shyvana? Help me out. Tryndamere,
Kog'Maw.
Was Quinn in there?
No.
Oh, you just had the fucking Shyvana, Tryndamere, Kog'Maw, Nocturne, Skarner. Yep. Let us know who you voted for.
Yeah,
I voted for Shyvana because I want Dragon Mommy.
I think I voted for Shyvana too. I don't actually remember who I voted for because I voted like the day it came out, and I was like, "Yeah, change this one right here." And I
really quick,
Skarner.
Maybe.
I almost want to say I did.
It was between Shyvana and Tryndamere, but after they had their little like blurb of what they were planning on doing, they're literally gonna keep Tryndamere the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid.
I get that his ult is like iconic. That's his. When you think of Tryndamere, it's his fucking ult. Okay, but they're literally gonna keep him as a non-interactive, split-pushing, auto-attacking base champion with an unkillable ult.
Yeah, it's stupid. I'm not a fan.
So yeah, just push that back another 4 years. I don't give a shit. Just bring on Drake.
If we're gonna do that, just leave him be. There's no point.
So yeah, let us know who you voted for. Okay, so I mean, before
I think we can get into the actual patch here.
Well, before that, you wanted to say.
Well, I was gonna say we can get into the patch here, but who else is just outraged? So Dean mentioned at the beginning of this episode, right? You look at this patch, you look at the highlights. There's a lot going on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nerfs,
fucking
3
huge
adjustments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 champion buffs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems changes. In those system changes exist Chemtech Drake. I don't even know how to put this, but how can you release your game? Now, it was okay in the preseason, right? It's okay in the preseason. There's no stakes in preseason, sure. But you're going to go live with ranked with a broken mechanic in the Chemtech Drake specifically that doesn't always work. Why are you releasing that? And then why are you going on vacation and pushing your patch back. Like, why is this not fixed far in advance? Like, you had all of preseason to work this out. You had all of PBE to work this out, and it still doesn't always work when you have the soul. Why are you releasing this for people to play ranked in? That is the dumbest fucking idea. Furthermore, they're doing this and it's released in pro play. Like, this is so mind blowing to me. This would not be acceptable if it was any other company. If Call of Duty released with a broken issue like this, they would have to go in and disable it if they were going to leave, on vacation or something like that. Why are you releasing this, Riot? This is so dumb, and I that irks me to no end. I was so frustrated by that, and luckily I didn't have any bugs in my game, but I remember a lot of preseason games. There was a lot of bugs, and there's not a single patch note on any sort of bug fixes for Chemtech Drake.
I was gonna say I haven't experienced the zombie form not working in a while. I know it still exists. It's probably a very small, unless they're changing it without making a note of it. Honestly, we could be shooting ourselves in the foot right now in the fucking bug fixes. Wrong. It could be labeled down. I haven't really looked through this, so maybe we're just fucking stupid, and this will be the intro of the video.
Why would you go one whole round of patches without having fixed it? Like, why would 12.1 not have addressed this? Because it wasn't addressed in 12.1.
No.
So that's really where my gripe is. Like, okay, if you address it now, great, but like, why did you not address this when ranked went live? Why was this not already taken care of? That I don't understand, and that is my gripe. And that patch, like you said, was way too fucking small. And you look now, it's like, they probably said, well, we're going on vacation, we're just gonna mail it in, and then we'll come back and fix things later. But that just irked me. That doesn't fly. If you did that at your job, let me mail it in before I go on vacation and come back. You would get a good talking to, you know what I mean? So this is like actually ridiculous to me. But that's my gripe. We can get into the champions here, and obviously it starts us off with Azeri.
Yep.
We don't need to go through all of her skills and abilities.
Go watch the video.
Follow the rundown, or go to the rundown video. Read the bio. I haven't played anything. I haven't played this champion. I've seen her be crazy. I do know that you should build Mana Immune on her because you're literally pressing Q to attack, so you should be using Mana Immune. I can't imagine the damage is going to be off the charts with that fucking item.
What's crazy too is I fool around with them in like custom games on PBE just to feel. She does a lot of mixed damage too. So she's not just physical. So like her Q is the gun, the quick shot, and then when you right click, it's a little zap. That's like split between physical and magic damage. So
jeez. So that's gonna be hard to itemize against. Yeah, but seriously, get in. Catch that rundown, catch the insights. The trailer video was pretty good. I thought that was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's all we're gonna really speak on Azeri for now.
Before we actually get into, because Jana's up first, I wanted to. I'm just looking at the quick notes, the picture up here. There's no fucking Corki nerf, and I feel like Corki is the most broken fucking mid laner right now, where he doesn't have to build. He can build 2 items that aren't mythic and just fucking destroy and take over games, especially if you watch pro. Yes. And just the package in general is such a... And obviously, you don't really realize it until pros play it, but like, I don't even want to know what his win rate is globally, but I feel like Corki is such a safe mid laner, and his package is so... That's like, it's like, 7 minutes comes up.
Game changer.
It's like, package comes up. There's a dragon fight. You're gonna lose dragon fight because it's literally it's literally a rumble ult. That's just, not only does it slow you, but it pushes you away.
Puts the team half, and actually, it
is it a better equalizer?
The equalizer definitely puts out a lot more damage. This is more of a CC style because you can walk back over it and take some damage for sure, but it is more.
I think to see this. Hold on.
Provides is a lot greater than the equalizer.
I'm trying to look at Corki's, like, I want to see where the fuck is his passive. The package. So it gives you does it actually there we go. Okay. Does it not actually give me the fucking special delivery active Corki? Okay, there we go. 90% slow.
Uh-huh.
And then it burns 7 to 25 base plus 50 bonus AD plus 6% AP over 2.5 seconds. I don't want to know what the fuck Rumble's ult scales. I feel like, let me see.
I have no idea.
Equalizer. The equalizer only slows for 35%.
Jeez.
Obviously, it does more damage. But like, I feel like the utility of that is it's so overloaded.
I do want you to know that Corki's win rate right now is 48.4%.
What in like, what's the pick rate?
Pick rate is 7.7%, which is actually down. His
Eh.
ban rate is up though. His ban rate's up to 4.7 versus last patch, and this is Platinum Plus across the world.
Okay, I still feel like he's broken.
So he literally goes tier, Ravenous Hydra, and then
yeah, Ludens. Like, it's so gross. The poke damage is insane.
and the penetration he gets.
I'd say if you're playing mid and you want to play a very simple, safe champion, play Corki. It seems free.
Yeah.
Throw on First Strike, free.
Yeah, First Strike. You got to go First Strike for sure.
All right, so let's get into the actual fucking changes. Janna is getting like a mini overhaul, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
You want to start us go through this first?
Yeah. So her base stats and all of her abilities are getting adjusted. So her base move speed was 315. It's going up to 330. Her base AD was 46. What the fuck?
Wow, she's getting a lot.
71.5. It's now going up to 52 to 103, 1 through 18. So that's a pretty massive difference. I mean, you're talking 30 AD later. Her AD growth basically is what accounts for that. It was 1.5 per level. It's now going up to 3 per level. But her attack range is going down from 550 to 500. So she used to have the same range as Caitlyn, which is...
So, I mean, yeah, and obviously if you go into the passive, the reason they're giving her base AD a buff is because they're getting rid of the passive where her auto attacks and her W scale with how much movement speed she builds. Yep. So that's a small little adjustment. So passive is Janna gains 8% bonus movement speed while only moving towards allied champions. Bonus move speed for allied champions moving towards Janna is unchanged, so they still get it, and then she gets it only running towards.
Yep.
Hopefully, hopefully the range is probably still the same. It's a decently sized range.
It's pretty sizable for sure.
So that's
just a quick side note. I still think that the picture of her passive looks like those little SpongeBob houses, or like maybe Mr. Krabs' eyes a little bit.
Oh, because they do.
Knight's knees, but they always have looked like Mr. Krabs' eyes to me.
Oh my god!
And I could never unsee that.
I see it now. Holy shit!
Like I can just hear every time he blinks or whatever. Her Q Howling Gale is getting a nice little buff in the mana cost. It was 60 to 140 levels 1 through 5. It is now 60 to 100, so you are back to being a Q machine, a tornado machine. The minimum range gets a 100 range boost, and her maximum range gets a 10 range boost. What is the point of 10 range? I don't even know what 10 units is. Her time to destination is also faster, from 1.5 seconds to 1.25 seconds. So it does move a little bit faster, costs less mana, and goes a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
Her Zephyr, the range before was 550 from edge to edge. It is now 650, but centered on her. So I think that she still gets a range buff for that, as minor as it is. The slow duration was 2 seconds. It goes to 3 seconds, and the cooldown is now 12 seconds at all ranks, as opposed to 8 to 6 seconds scaling downwards, 1 through 5. The base damage is also going up, but this is just to compensate for the passive change. It was 55 to 175, is now 70 to 190. So actually, this probably comes out weaker when you look at the passive change. I'm not sure what the math actually works out to. I'd have to do that, but I think this comes out a little bit weaker. And then her bonus move speed gets a boost from 6 to 10% to 8 to 12%. So Janna should be zooming across this map as per usual, but she should be zooming a little bit faster and setting up plays a little bit better. She's in the past hasn't been a great play setter. She's a little bit more of a disengage.
So here's the E is the big one.
The E for sure is the big one.
So
go ahead. No, go for it.
So whenever Janna's abilities slow or knock up at least one enemy champion, she receives 20% heal and shield power for 5 seconds, which of course was changed where it would lower the cooldown of her shield if you slowed or CC'd someone. So, and I've also read that because people were thinking, oh, does it just, what if you hit like 4 people in a row? Does it stack? It does not stack. It just refreshes that 5 seconds. 20% heal and shield power? That's pretty fucking fat.
That's pretty good. With especially if you're running, is it Revitalize?
Yeah, you're going to get a little extra on that.
And she's running anything with Forbidden Idol, so.
Of course, the shield amount is going to go down slightly. From 80 to 220 to 80 to 200, which isn't terrible. So
and a 5% AP ratio.
Yeah, 5% reduction on the AP ratio, which isn't. I mean, so I guess you're gonna be. Are you gonna be maxing your fucking Q now?
I feel like you should max your Q.
And then so you're not gonna feel that until later. And then
actually, you know what? I take it back. You still should max your W because the movement speed you get from that is unmatched. But then you might go.
That's selfish as fuck.
Well. Yeah, but you're an enchanter. You're a little squishy little enchanter bitch. Like, you're gonna get fucking murked. You got to be able to run around and set stuff up, and being able to slow people for an extra second, I think, is pretty OP. I would still probably go W max because I think that a little bit extra range, right? A little bit more move speed. The damage is negligible.
Actually, I don't know this.
Pretty good.
I'm looking at the cooldown, so the cooldown is getting buffed. From 16 to 12 now to 15 to 9. So 3 seconds out that max rank. That's pretty fucking good.
And the shield decay is getting buffed too.
So it's going to sit on you longer.
Yep. Without decaying so fast.
That's fucking gross.
An extra half second.
And then Monsoon is getting the healing tick is just going up by a quarter.
Yeah, it's an adjustment. So the total healing doesn't change, but it heals on a more regular basis, which I like here. Because it before was healing every half second, now is healing every quarter second, which means that each instance is being applied more frequently. So if you are using like an Ardent Sensor, you have more opportunities to get that to actually pop off on your teammates. If someone's being affected by Ignite, you have more opportunity to heal them. Even though it's a lesser healing, you have a more opportunity to keep refreshing their health bar before it drops from the Ignite difference. So it's really good against like DOT abilities where you're hitting at a faster rate than the DOT may be taking from you. So I do like that change. I think that actually is important. It is an adjustment, but I would say it's slightly a buff, even though the total amount doesn't change.
No, for sure.
Each proc changes.
I mean, I can't remember the last time Janna. I mean, I guess Janna's always been pretty good, especially to counter hard engage supports.
You gotta counter Alistar with Janna.
Alistar, Leona, Thresh.
The problem is you have to play on the defense. I mean, you can play aggressive with Janna, and some people are really, really good at that. I haven't figured out how to do that. So I feel like when I play Janna, like, no, I have to play defensively. I'm playing back, and I'm playing
behind your
lane. Yeah, playing weak side for sure with Janna. But that's a lot of changes. We'll let that sink in, and we'll get down to the next champion on our list, which is Lulu.
Oh, it's even better. Lulu's getting a small nerf, so
thank God. I'm so tired of Whimsy.
Lulu, I think, is probably the best enchanter support right now, considering
they fixed. Well, this is, I think, if I had an opinion of why, it's because of the existence of Moonstone. Lulu has had no way to heal anybody in her kit, which is kind of like an innate enchanter thing.
She does everything but healing on her own.
Exactly. And so now they said, oh, by the way, here's Moonstone. So when you shield your teammate and they take damage, you start healing with that, or when you poke with your Q or poke with your E or whatever, now you start healing your champions. So they took her weakness away with an item, which is dumb, but like, I mean, I don't think they foresaw that. It sucks because I'm tired of getting whimsied when you go in.
Basically, they're just increasing the cooldown of your W by 1 second at all ranks. So it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, as far as enchanters, I think Lulu is just probably the safest, especially when you're seeing champions like Jinx, Caitlyn. If you're opting to go as an enchanter, not a hard engaged sport, these late game monsters, especially Jinx, where
She caught.
Lulu is just gonna keep you alive no matter what, especially with the ulti. So they gotta.
Yeah, yeah. When you play against her, you have to play the Soraka strategy. Kill Lulu, get her out. You may take a little bit more damage, but she's no longer going to be able to keep people alive. And once
Yeah.
she can't do that, their team typically starts to fall apart depending on how fast you're able to do that. So your goal when you're laning against Lulu is poke her down because she cannot heal herself. She can't bring anything back to her. She has to base, and she has a very, very small health pool. So that is her innate weakness. You attack that Lulu that's over here being a nuisance and leave their carry alone because then the Lulu's going to leave and it'll be a 2v1 every time.
Alrighty.
But yeah, that whimsy cooldown. I don't know if we said what the nerf was. It's 1 second.
1 second. Yeah.
But we'll keep chugging down to Nocturne. Interesting. I don't
Does
know
this
why they're
dude
doing
really
this.
need a buff?
No. Well, no one's playing him though. As strong as he is, I'm not seeing anybody play him in the jungle right now. So maybe he did need a buff. Even though the axiom arc thing is fucking stupid, but they're giving him increased health growth and a Q damage ratio increase. So the health growth was 85 per level. It's now 95 per level, which is an extra 180 health, which is essentially 400 gold worth bonus. A little more than a ruby crystal, so maybe it's more than 400 gold.
Yeah.
And then the AD ratio on Dustbringer goes up 10%, which is actually pretty big for a guy who builds just straight AD anyways, from 75% to 85% bonus AD. So
I just say, does he really? It's just a champion that can literally just turn all the lights off is fucking broken, and I hate that shit. Hate that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting champion. I've never really figured out how to play him, but I don't think if I ever just put in the time. I don't play assassins well in general, so part of it is I don't have the time put in on him. But yeah, sick champ.
Moving down to another sick champ, Kiana, who is getting a slight. Let's see what we got. So we're getting a slight nerf.
I like it.
Base health regen is dropping by 1.5, and her Q, the invisibility when you pick up the green element, her invisibility trail zone is dropping by half a second, which again is not that fucking big of a deal. Pretty sure the cooldown of her W, so like her W is the one that picks up the element. Pretty sure that W cooldown is the same, or if not shorter than her Q. So by the time that grass zone like ends, she has another W up, and she could just do it again. WQ. I mean, it's crazy because they buffed the shit out of her last year, and like everyone was playing Kiana jungle, and then it's like, oh no, we're just bored. So yeah, I mean, she was buffed. Now they're trying to slowly bring her back down to a good potion. I haven't seen a Kiana in a hot minute, and I think I've only seen her still in the jungle.
I think I saw one in lane, but it didn't perform all that well. There's better AD assassins out there right now, so.
Okay, moving
up Rengar.
Oh, this is the perfect. Okay, this is a great fucking example of like them doing something to the game and not completely thinking about it. So basically, with the Chemtech map, that removes a lot of brushes, and obviously Rengar needs brushes. So that like indirectly nerfed him. And
yeah,
it's weird.
I didn't even think about that. You're totally fucking right because it removes all the Jesus.
It's weird. Like you think someone would have caught that when they like 2 months ago when they introduced this.
You got Bush Wookie over here, and you're gonna take all the bushes, so you just got a half-ass Wookie.
So basically, they're allowing him to leap out of camouflage zones now.
Which I think that's fair.
It's fair.
It fucking sucks. Don't go in the jungle when you're playing as Rengar, because that's a fucking death wish. But I feel like it's death wish anyways, so.
Yeah, it says they removed 12 brushes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, it says innate Rengar can leap to his enemies with his next basic attack when he is in camouflage. So,
dude, to be fair, I haven't even seen a Rengar jungle in a hot minute. It's always been fucking bullshit.
Cheese top.
Grasp the Undying Rengar. Bullshit, ignite.
Comes out with bush cues you, and you're fucking like, oh my god.
Yeah, so.
Frustrating, but Better for Rengar now. Hopefully you see him in the jungle, although I hate seeing that fucking champion. So hopefully I don't see him in the jungle. We'll move down to Samira, who's getting a ulti base damage increase. She's I haven't played her in a little bit. The last couple times I played her, her ulti did feel underwhelming. Where before it was like way overpowered. Now it's like I don't want to use it if I'm not gonna mop anything up because I'm not getting anything for it.
I had no idea her rank 1 was 0 on the base damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's all AD. It's
I know
supposed
that.
to not do a whole lot of damage because it shoots so many shots.
Oh yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, it was. So what they're doing is her physical damage per shot was 0 to 20, 0, 10, 20 plus 50% AD. It's now 5, 15, 25 plus 50% AD. So just a 5 AD boost, but that's could be enough to change it. Especially since she uses Conqueror,
Mm-hmm.
that AD boost anyways with the Conqueror as it is. So excuse me, it could be enough to get that going. And then her total damage per target is going up by 50. So it was 50, 100, 250 is now 50, 150. Or sorry, it was 0, 100, 200. It's now 50, 150, 250, and both are plus 500 AD. So it's not a huge buff, but like I feel like this champion could totally be overtuned as soon as you do too much to her. So this is probably a good step on getting her in.
At least to compete with like Jinx and Caitlyn.
Yeah, because you got to remember this is an all or nothing champion, and she typically is almost innately countered by champions like Caitlyn that just outrange her,
Mm-hmm.
or that can run, or Ezreal's that can just run away. Although she can duel those champions really well. If you can't duel, she's useless. Like if you can't get in and on top of people, she's useless. So she did need a little bit of a push in any direction, really. So I actually kind of like to see this as much as this champion can be frustrating to play against. She plays like Draven. You got to get the kills or you just lose.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. But not much to extrapolate on there, so we can go down to Senna.
This is sick as fuck. I feel like this might be the OP.
Well, I'm not going to read the change, but I'm pretty sure without even reading the blurb, this changes off the back of the Glacial Augment change because the Glacial Augment used to proc a slow, and she lost that, and so Senna has actually been pretty much useless, even though she does still use Glacial because the W thing is actually stupid as fuck. Now she slows all enemies struck by 20% with her Q, and it I believe goes up by 6% per 100 AP and 10% per 100 bonus AD. So they're bringing that slow back into her kit. That was like part of what made her so popular and so good. And that's good to see because she's been, like I said, fucking useless.
I wonder. So I guess
Yeah, I want to go back into ranked and play this champion.
yeah, especially maybe like support. Like actually as support. I don't know if you could still get away with
I don't think you can get away with a carry anymore with her.
like a fasting Senna.
I don't think so.
Ooh, you know what? I know there's the Tom Kench changing coming up. I wonder if Tom Kench and her again would be fucking gross.
Oh,
Like farming Kench with Senna. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I don't know.
We'll get
I
to
mean,
those changes. It'll make sense.
farming catch certainly becomes easier. Certainly becomes easier with his new kit because after they changed him, you didn't see that duo anymore. So
Right.
it certainly becomes easier.
Yeah,
But
he's 2 changes down. So yeah, Senna Q slows. Fucking great.
I like it.
Love it.
I really like it. That's what she needed. She needed that back.
Moving down to Shen, who like inadvertently got buffed with the teleport changes because he
Did he?
yeah, because if you could only teleport to turrets, his ult
Oh
lets him
yeah, I
go
guess
wherever. Like
yeah. He'd say,
right,
"Peace, bitch, I'm out."
yeah, and there's no way like you're not gonna teleport bot lane at your own turret when like the fight is in the middle of the lane or like up towards
True.
the river. It's fucking hard. Shen can just join where the fuck it is.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So of course they gotta slightly nerf his Q. So let's see. So it's going from 10 to 40. I'm not gonna read all these fucking numbers.
No, there's a lot.
So what's gonna happen is it's gonna be 10 to 40 plus 6 every 3 levels, scaling from 4% to 6%, and then 2% per 100 AP of targets match HP. Plus 6 every 3 levels? That's so fucking weird.
If you're building AP on Shen, I don't even have words for you, dude. Just
it's only 2%.
Doing that. 2% per 100 AP. Not even just 2%, 2% per 100 AP. If you ever have 100 AP on Shen, you need to put the fucking game down and go touch some fucking grass. Because what the fuck are you doing?
But I mean,
what would you build? Fucking Nashers?
No, I know. It's not
Like,
maybe demonic. I don't fucking know.
I get that they put that kind of stuff in there to make the scaling not feel so bad. Like sometimes when you get Baron or stuff like that, that amplifies that.
I mean,
But
have you ever seen a full AP Shen shield from ulti?
That's probably nasty, but who's playing that? Who is playing that?
A psychopath. That's who's playing it. But basically, to take away from this is the max HP percentage is dropping by 1%. So originally it's 10 to 40 plus 6 every 3 levels, and then 5% 7. It's becoming 10 to 40 plus 6 every 3 levels, 4 to 6%. So it's dropped by 1%. So it's just a slight damage nerf. They got to be careful with those max HP damaging abilities, because those can kind of get out of hand, especially if you're playing Shen top into other tanks.
Yes.
You're going to be hitting hard.
Yes.
Also, could they just make Shen's Q a straight up auto attack reset? I fucking hate. I'll hit Q, my stupid bullshit sword thing will have to fly 4 years across the map, because I've auto attacked before that thing gets to me, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's not empowered.
Yeah, you have to
wait for the whatever
call it and then go in. Yeah, it's
Spirit Sword. I don't know what it is.
Spirit Blade, I think.
I guess that makes sense because there's a mechanic with it fucking passing through enemies. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking annoying though.
I think Shen's still good. Shen's still really fucking good.
I like Shen. I think
teleport changes.
I feel like Shen is almost always relevant. He just doesn't do too well into the good fighters and good engagers. He's a little bit more of a passive laner. He doesn't really need to go all in on you.
But he's I think next to like Sion and maybe Ornn, he's just the best mega tank.
Yeah.
And like you're gonna
tank for sure.
You're gonna impact the game at all stages, right? Yes, like you're gonna hit that ulti on like a 1 HP 80 carry, and you're just gonna see their HP bar with a fucking massive shield.
And then you're gonna press E, and you hit that shadow assault on 5 people, and they'll be like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then you QW and you take no damage. So, no, but he's definitely a fun champion. I actually enjoy playing Shen. But here's Dean's
Dean
right here on the old frog.
I'm pitching this dude, especially with the Senna changes. Like, so basically, Tahm Kench was a pretty dominant. I guess he technically is still a dominant top laner, and they want to like put him. They want to make him viable for support again, because prior it kind of like took it out where they changed his W and his R.
Yeah, he's become a support anymore. He becomes
obviously the
champion that actually needs gold.
The Devour on like a 10-second cooldown was really broken. And so that primarily put him as a solo lane tank, and he's really fucking disgusting. You ask Tyler, I fucking hate playing against Tahm Kench. I play against a Tahm Kench that runs Ghost fucking Flash. I'm not winning no matter what I play.
Stupid.
He's just gonna lick my asshole 4 fucking times and then kill me.
Fucking lick a tongue, my guy.
So let's look at the changes. So they are increasing the slow on his Q by 10%, so from 40 to 50. So again,
that's already debilitating, I felt like.
So again, that's great for solo lane, and then that's also great for a support. Like, cool. The big change, or one of the E and the R next, the E change is the amount of gray health that you get back is getting lowered if you're by yourself, and it's getting lowered quite a bit. So the gray health stored is going from 45 to 65% to now 15 to 55%. So that level 1 is really going to hurt if you're playing solo lane. But if you're with allies, it's going to go back to the same value it was the 45 to 65. So they're, incentivizing you to go back and play him as support. And it says if there are 2 or more visible enemy champions nearby, dead or alive. That's interesting. So they want
that
to.
is very interesting. The dead or alive thing is.
I mean, they think it like, if you kill the enemy support and their body's just laying there and you're like chasing down still and you're getting shot at, you could still soar it up. I guess that's a little fucking fair.
Sure.
And then they are changing the gray health conversion to HP from 30 to 100% levels 1 through 18 to 45% 100% or 45 to 100% levels 1 through 18. So it's getting a small 15% level 1 yeah.
Yeah.
And then the R, which is pretty insane. Here we go with more AP ratios. I know you loved AP ratios. His
champions that don't use AP. Woo!
But it's just because they deal magic damage, I guess.
Honestly, I was say I think this is because of like they've mentioned in the past, like the Baron buffs or Dragon buffs or anything like that.
Well, it's the adaptive force damage that they, So the ally shield upon Devour is changing from 400 to 600 base with a 100% AP scaling to 500 to 900 base with a 50% increased AP scaling. That's a fat fucking shield. I'm assuming that also because I think you get a shield as well, right?
Yeah.
When you eat someone?
What I think they're doing is incentivizing you not to just use it offensively. Like, you should use this skill defensively and get rewarded for using it defensively, because currently you don't, like, you get a little bit of reward, like, oh yeah, let me just pick up this guy and run away or whatever. But like, right now it's better for you to use it on an enemy champion as opposed to on your teammate. And so,
you want to talk about a bigger reward? His fucking ult is changing. He no longer gets slowed when he eats an ally. Instead, he gets 40% movement speed for 3 seconds, regardless of how long your homeboy is sitting in your mouth.
Yeah, and you can also, currently, can you devour in the W?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's such a OP, and now you get a shield, like a way bigger shield on top of that. That is the fucking biggest OP thing right now, and I'm here for it though, because that's fun.
I legit want to play Senna Tom Kench. Just
go surprise!
Buffing his slow on his Q, buffing his thick skin healing, buffing his ulti.
Oh, the double Q hit, that's fucking nasty.
You're not gonna kill this dude.
Yeah.
Especially if you take fucking approach velocity too, you could run that on literally Senna as well now.
Yeah.
The double approach velocity is so disgusting, dude.
Senna Tom Kench. Bot lane. Tom Kench actually gets to become a mega tank because he gets to farm. Holy shit. You're right, Senna Tom Kench is back, dude.
Let's do it. All right. Let's keep going.
Tellonious. The Shadow Assassin.
Finally, a well-deserved nerf. He is getting a nerf on his W, damage against monsters, from 130% to 105. So I know this guy is fucking terrorizing, especially still building fucking Gore Drinker. I haven't seen too many Talon jungles, but
no,
fuck that champion.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that dude.
Okay. That was a quick one. We'll go down to Tristana, who's also got another.
Oh, this is the biggest buff change of the patch, Dad.
Yeah, she's getting 50 base health and a base health regen, an extra 0.25 health every 5 seconds, from 3.75 to 4.
Slow down, dude.
I fucking hate seeing this champion because I can't play her very well, and I get shit on every time I see her. So this is the kind of shit that pisses me off. But like, it's so minor, it doesn't make that big a difference to me. It's just like a little bump, a small little booster. So she's boosted.
Right. Moving down to Veigar, who is
it's Veigar, guys, not Veigar, not Veigar, Veigar.
Vigor.
Throwing that out there, Vigor.
So his Q cooldown is getting dropped by 1 second in all ranks, and they are also increasing the stack per stack.
No. Read that sentence again.
Stacks granted upon killing large monsters and minions.
Why?
Just by one.
Why does he need one extra AP? This man scales out of control. Man's scales out of control. Why does he need an extra AP? Just think about this. That's about mid game. That's an extra 150 AP.
You got to remember, we're dog shit players, so we're missing every fucking cannon minion.
That's an extra 150 AP.
You know what? You didn't even say it, but you already convinced me. I'm playing fucking Veigar jungle, and I'm gonna be last hitting every motherfucker with my Q.
Oh shit! That's what I'm saying. 1 AP is a lot. Like if they said a quarter.
Well, it's a free stat.
Well, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
But right, because most people. I'll use ARAM as an example because ARAM's an easy ramp up really fast and make a big difference, right? And he has balancing on ARAM, fine, but it doesn't matter. My point is, by mid game, you should have anywhere between 100 to 300 stacks, depending on how good you are and how fed you are or how much you're losing by. That is literally an extra 100 to 300 AP. That is more than a fucking Rabadon's.
Guys, you're getting 50% more stacks, okay?
That's a lot.
Play Veigar. I know.
That really is a lot. Yeah. That amounts to 3,300 gold's difference by mid game. That's fucking a whole extra item. And they're not changing any of his ratios. That's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. But you're only getting it from farm. You're not getting it from champion takedown. So keep that in mind. Just be that little bitch Veigar who sits in mid and never leaves his lane and just farms the whole time.
No, please leave your lane and help out the team.
No, seriously, leave your lane. You get 5 stacks.
I think like playing Veigar with like Predator 2 would be really good. So just run around, throw down to Event Horizon, and
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Veigar support start to make its way back a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna take take the Relic Shield equivalent.
Relic Shield. Yep.
Just last hit all the fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's stupid, but it works.
All right, moving down to Vola Barrett,
the Vola Breast.
We're getting a small attack damage growth from 3 to 3.5.
And an E cooldown for 2 seconds.
E cooldown, which is pretty big considering his E.
That's the one where he calls down and gets the shield with the AP ratio.
Yeah, so I know I've been seeing people build fucking like Riftmaker, Nashor's Tooth, full AP, Volibear, and it's pretty gross.
The fat shield that E does a dumbass amount of damage too.
It does. I think it like does damage based on missing health too. I think that's what it does. So be careful.
Every time I play against Volibear and I see him go, oh my god, fucking damn it. Here he goes again. Stupid fucking bear.
So yeah, be careful playing against these. I know it's primarily top lane. But yeah, you're gonna watch out for getting one shot by Volibear. So
seriously.
Okay, we can just skip these next two ones. No one gives a fucking shit.
Yasuo. You know, see the Q damage ratio, get an extra 5% AD buff.
They're equal. They're literally the same for both. So okay, Yasuo I can understand because I don't see him as much as Yoni. So basically, their Q is getting an astronomical amount, 5% bonus AD or scaling from 100 to 105%. Can I just talk about why Yoni is? I bitched about Corki not being nerfed. Yoni needs to be fucking nerfed too. I've been seeing so many clips on Reddit of like a Yoni missing his Q knockup, the second charge, missing his ult, popping into, all this time he's in his E, which he gains bonus movement speed while in his E, and he chases down the target after missing all that shit, and then auto attacks him twice and kills them, and then he goes 4 million miles backwards and is safe as fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
I
wish I was better at this champion.
Why
honestly.
does he's too fucking broken. Why does he have to get bonus movement speed when he can just snap back to his position safely?
Because people still suck at this champion.
Fuck these champions. Okay, let's keep going.
Zeddy boy. Next, art base damage ratio decreased.
Ooh, that's fucking hard. That's getting hit hard.
That's getting hit very hard. Jesus Christ.
35%.
That's huge.
AD. So from 100% to 65.
But you know, he's been pretty strong lately, so I can see it. I understand why, but you're not going to see this guy for a while. I mean, that's fucking huge. I wouldn't be surprised if you see more Talons mid lane than Zed now.
Yeah, maybe.
35% is...
That's pretty big.
You know, I take it back. You're going to see more Akalis. Tank Akali's coming with stupid fucking demonic.
Oh, just wait on it. You'll see. It's going bye-bye already. Don't worry.
Oh, is it really?
It's going bye-bye already. Don't worry.
But that does it for champions, guys. With the Zed nerf, we'll get down into items. It's the Lich Bane starting us off here. They are changing the build path for Lich Bane, and it looks like it's getting a little bit of a buff.
It's an adjustment.
Wow, it's an adjustment. Yeah, you're right.
The
So
build path is so much more clean.
yeah, so it was Blasting One, Ether Wisp, Sheen, and 600 gold. It's now Fiendish Codex, which I believe has
cooldown
ability
reduction.
haste.
Yep.
Ether Wisp, Sheen, and 550 gold. That's
Same
because
price.
Fiendish Codex costs more. But the total cost is unchanged. You do get 15 ability haste to the item, the complete item stats.
Love it.
You lose a shit ton of spellblade damage. Holy crap. It's literally cutting it in half. So it was 150 base AD plus 40% AP. It's now 75% base AD and 50% AP.
So it's getting a slight buff in the AP scaling. I think there, and then
It's also getting a lower cooldown too, so it's getting a 1 second lower cooldown. So you'll be able to proc it more often. So that makes sense for the damage difference.
they gotta hit it somewhere. 15 ability haste is really good. That was something I feel like Lich Bane, just when Sheen got changed to not have cooldown reduction or whatever on it anymore, was pretty big. Especially also when it lost mana, that was pretty big too.
It was.
But I know there's like I don't see. Sure, the base AD ratio is getting dropped, but like I haven't been seeing like I used to see like Victors and Ziggs like build this shit all the time, like second item. I don't see that anymore. This is gonna be really fucking scary.
It's almost like assassin item. Like, I mean, I see Akali.
Oh,
I
mean,
Akali, that's like the core item to her identity.
I think we got a lot more good things, a lot more. I'll say a lot more buffs than nerfs in this like small section.
Yeah.
Ability haste is good. 1 second shorter cooldown on the Spellblade. A
Better.
way smoother build path. Like instead of
The build
850
path
gold,
gives you benefits like
yeah,
ability haste, before it's complete. So that's always pretty nice too.
yeah. And it's like if you don't have 850 gold, you can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna buy an amp tone. You can buy 2 amp tones because both of those build into the Fiendish Codex or the Aether Wisp. Yeah, this is I'm pretty stoked to see this. Maybe I know you've been wanting to play Ziggs bot lane.
I did
Ziggs with Lich
yesterday.
Bane, so that'll be really good.
It was a fucking mistake. But hey, it is what it is. We will move down to Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which is an item I always actually like. It's one of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but it's like one of the items when I'm playing an AP champion that I always consider like, hey, this gives me health, this gives me damage, this gives me a nice slow. Like, is this worth it for my champion? And not every time. Obviously, I mean, it's better on champions like Malzahar and
Singed.
Singed. It's really good for Singed because they got rid of the AoE slow decrease. Remember, back before the Mythics, I believe it was only 30% effective on AoE skills.
Yeah.
Which meant useless on Ziggs. Useless on, or not useless, but not that great for Singed. It still helps Singed, just the nature of what his skill does, but like not that great. And now since they got rid of that, I feel like it's better, but people don't use it that much. And I feel like part of that is because Serylda's Grudge exists, and Serylda's Grudge is an AD Rylai's, more or less, in terms of passive. But when you look at it, you are actually getting a decrease in cost by 400 gold, and it's already a cheap item. I thought it was already.
I think it's like
100.
It was like 20. It was either 28 or 29. It's literally like 2,500
Yeah,
now. It's so cheap.
Really cheap. And actually, in here, they're telling you they're doing this to try to get supports to buy it.
Just utility in general. Like
you are going to lose 15 AP, but 400 gold, is that worth 15 AP? No, you're still efficient there because a tome is 435, so and that's 20 AP.
And then you're getting 50 HP on top of that. They've been like,
so they're actually making this item really, really, really gold efficient.
It's actually going to be pretty good on Mordekaiser too.
I expect to see. Oh yeah, it is really good. You can't leave the field. God, that's actually stupid. And you're probably building this too.
They're promoting a lot of like AP bruisers, which I'm about because I feel like they don't give that much love to them.
Well, I feel like in a meta where you're fighting against a lot of enchanter supports, you can either go engage, and some of those enchanter supports are good against engage, or you can go damage. Those are like the two. Like, okay, there's an enchanter. I got 3 options, right? Play an enchanter, play engage, or play damage. And depending on the champion, one of those is probably the wrong choice, right? If you're playing against a Lulu, you probably don't really want to play Leona because you're just going to go in and get polymorphed. But you might play Nautilus because Nautilus is still effective if he lands the Q. You know what I mean? You're still effective as a walking CC bot. Or you might play like a Xerath where you don't even have to get anywhere near Lulu and you're just poking her or something, or a Brand or a Zyra. So those are champions that all would really enjoy using this item. And so I feel like that is intentional to bring out the enchanter meta and open things up. So I like this change. Also, if you pair this with a demonic embrace because you're getting health, you get that bonus AP right back.
I immediately thought of like Mordekaiser.
Just throw that out there.
You get that back.
Yeah.
All right, moving down to Turbo Chemtech, which is I'm pretty sure is exactly hitting the Akali bullshit.
Demonic Akali.
So that's what I was telling Tyler. I was like, the fact that it doesn't do the AoE burn, and it's like a dead man's plate where it builds up stacks and then it has a burst of damage. It's a fucking burst tank item.
It's not as tanky as it was though.
No, but it's still gonna give you HP. It's gonna give you movement speed towards targets. It's gonna slow targets, and it's just gonna give you a quick pop of damage.
Yeah.
So basically, they're changing the passives on it on how they ramp up the stacks. So for the refuel passive damage stacks, if you didn't know, you gain stacks for not only moving, but for attacking. So it is changing from you gain 5 stacks, changing from per instance of damage dealt to per instance of damage dealt against monsters and champions only. So no more like lane minions. You can't build that up off lane minions, which again is pretty sure they're primarily hitting the Akali because all Akali could do is just auto attack minions, and then every couple seconds when it builds up, just pop the fucking target. And then the passive for the movement speed is gain 1 stack for every 15 units traveled, which was, I didn't know this was uncapped. And they're changing that capped at up to 10 stacks per movement command. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the fuck that means, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's a small nerf.
Gain
1 stack every 15 units traveled, capped up to 10. So I don't know what that means.
So it was uncapped before, so you can gain 1 stack for every units traveled just infinitely. Now they're only capping it at 10. So you only get 10 stacks. You only gain 10 stacks for your movement.
For 15 units. Is that how am I reading it right? Like you can't just walk around in like a circle.
You have 150 units and you have max damage on that.
So like is that so like I know I've seen like people that just like walk in place really quick. Like you have, or is that what that's targeting? So you actually have to walk around more?
It's just targeting the amount of damage you can dish out with it. Because before the stacks were uncapped, so you could have as many stacks as you wanted. You could just run around them.
Well, it capped it. It went to 100.
Oh, this said gain 1 stack for every 15 years travel.
No, I know, but it was like the same thing. I don't think you could just infinitely stack it. I don't know if that's what that means. I'm pretty sure that's not what that means.
I have no idea. Maybe it's saying you actually have to go and put out damage against monsters and champions to actually get it to stack instead of just moving. Maybe that's what I'm saying. That's the damage part. Is you can't. It's cutting you off. Have to do both.
Maybe I'm just stupid.
I'm pretty sure it just means that you were able to build your ramping damage by moving, and you could do it 100% by moving without ever having to deal damage to monsters. But now they're saying you have to damage the monsters in order for your stacks to go up as well.
Okay, so like you can only gain. Okay, so you can only gain 10 stacks
for movement. Yeah, you only gain so much for movement. You have to actually also do damage to get max stacks on the burst.
Okay, no, that actually makes so much fucking sense now. Now, like again, you can't just sit behind your minions and like walk around in like a circle and then walk up and get the proc. You have to go auto attack the enemy. Okay.
So with that one out of the way, we move to jungle and a Chemtech Drake fix.
Nerf.
And Nerf,
Yeah.
fix, whatever it is. It says the Chemtech Dragon Soul is still significantly overperforming compared to other Dragon Soul buffs. And dear God, did someone miss the fucking memo on this one, dude? We're nerfing the undead's health and expected lifetime, active duration, you know what I mean. So zombie health was 80% base health plus 50% bonus health. It's now 70% base and 40% bonus. And zombie duration was 4 seconds, now 3 seconds. Excuse me. The Rift. The Chemtech Rift. We're making a few changes to make the ahead team slightly less advantaged when fighting the Chemtech Rift. Now's a good time to mention we stealth nerfed the Chemtech Rift last patch. At launch, champions instantly entered camouflage when they entered the fog. In 11.24, we made the camouflage timer check if you've made any offensive moves last 1.5 seconds upon entering the fog as well. The only change to the camouflage mechanics is in this patch is an increase to that timer. So if you make an offensive action, you have 2.5 seconds before you camouflage again. And your bonus damage versus enemies with more current health on the actual dragon
Pretty
itself.
sure it's the Rift. When remember, you get damage when you're in the camouflage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You get an extra 2% more damage.
Why are they fucking buffing that?
It doesn't make any sense. It's saying make the ahead team slightly less advantage. No, that makes the ahead team more advantage. I mean,
it gives you more. It gives you a whole second longer to see where the fucking dude is going. But
yeah, but why are you buffing the damage? That doesn't make any sense.
This doesn't even fucking need damage. Okay. Next is the Hextech Drake. They are slightly nerfing the soul, going from 25 to 75 base to 25 to 50 base. So, 25%, 25 base at level 18, which isn't. I never really looked at what the scaling ratios are on this, so they probably could be ridiculous. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. I think I've only had this Drake only a handful of fucking times, which is very weird. Doesn't spawn as much. Actually, both of these, I haven't seen these Drakes in a hot minute. I
don't see too many of them on the
To
soul.
be fair, we've been forfeiting a lot of fucking games before we even get to the soul point.
True.
So
this is true.
Okay, so that covers up the Drakes. Moving down to runes. Hang in there, guys. We're almost done.
We're on a lethal tempo.
Yeah, lethal tempo. And this is something that a lot of people were always talking about because it was so overloaded. Like you get 90% attack speed if you're melee level 1. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was weird.
That's like on par with like, oh, there's no way this can go wrong. Like the fuck.
Yeah.
So basically, they are changing it to scaling, which is fucking great. That's what it should have been from the get-go. So for melees, you're getting 10 to 15 stacks, or 10 to 15% attack speed per stack, and I believe there's 6 stacks total. I think I'm thinking that right. So they're changing lethal tempo to scaling. So instead of just getting flat 13% per stack for melee and 7% per stack for range, melee is now changing from that to 10 to 15% between levels 1 through 15. So at level 1, you'll get 10% attack speed per stack, which is 6 stacks, I believe. So 60%.
It is 6 stacks.
Okay, so when you're peaked at lethal, you'll get for 60% per melee. And then when you are ranged, you get 5% to 9% attack speed, levels 1 through 12. That is a little interesting on that one. Maybe they just wanted to give range just a little extra like bonus with that.
So I'm looking at the League Wiki, which is updated with these current numbers. The melees, so it says 10 to 15 obviously for melees and 5 to 9 for range, right? Based on bonus attack speed for each stack. So melees can get up to 60 to 90 based on level. Range gets from 30 to 54% based on level bonus attack speed.
Which is, again, it's scaling late game. It's going to be better than it is. It's going to be a little worse in the early stages, but much better late.
At max stacks, melees gain 50 range and
there you go.
Range gain 75 attack range, and the attack speed cap is up to 10.
So
it's
it's
can just be a little, I don't even know. I don't even know. You're like a little turret, I guess.
It's a good adjustment. I mean, they're
For sure.
nerfing it early to buff it late, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Especially Yasuo and Yoni is that could have their Q up every 1 second with it max at lethal tempo level 1. That's stupid as fuck.
Because it procs like on hit, it actually stacks lethal tempo, as stupid as that is. But hey.
So that does it for all the main things here. Earth is coming back. All random Earth. Thank God. If I have to play Earth, I prefer the all random where people just don't pick the same fucking shit every game. We'll play Earth for like a day and then we're done.
Play it once and be like, oh yeah, I fucking hate this game mode.
I guess to go with that, we can also mention, and I don't think it's in these patch notes, but they're reverting the event pass, not to how it was before Debonair, where you don't have to fucking grind through millions of hours. They're still doing that, but they're bringing back the thing where you just get like 10 points. You know, after every game, you just get 10 coins or whatever.
Yeah.
Because
it's not time based. It's not
the milestones are time based still, but it's a little bit better. It's like I think you have to spend like 40% less time in games now than what it was, so it's a little bit better. The biggest thing was you'd have to play games. You have to get 400 points to get 20 coins or whatever, and if you're at 399. And you play one game, and you play, say if you play like a 30-minute game, all those don't roll over. It would just reset. So that was fucking stupid. So they're bringing it back to just getting flat amount of coins per win, loss, play, whatever the fuck. I also believe they're bringing it back for TFT, so that'll make it a little bit easier to get those rewards. Thank God. Okay, yeah, Sona and Vayne are getting VFX updates.
Sona's getting way more, but looks like her base is getting a complete overhaul. Arcade's getting a complete overhaul. DJ Sona's getting a complete overhaul and a special celebration effect for each passive aura, which it should have as an ultimate skin. Everything else is pretty minor detail and minimal tweaks. Pentakill Sona is going to be the same as base Sona. And Sweetheart Sona will be the same as base with a little bit of cleanup on it. Everything else is pretty minimal there. Vayne's base is getting complete overhaul. Dragon Slayer is getting a recolor based on the base with added smoke and flames, which should be kind of cool. Heartseeker is getting a heart in the W decal. SKTT1 getting the same base but different missiles. And Arclight is getting recolored based on more golden divine sparks.
I feel like they need to do that more often with champions, just especially old ones. Just give them a little bit of love.
Old ones. DJ Sona was definitely a little bit in need of it. I still think Pulsefire Ezreal might actually be his worst skin, even though it's an ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was way cooler when it was Mega Man, and now it's not Mega Man. Now it's just lame. So, I don't know. I revert that back to Mega Man. He's way cooler.
Few bug changes.
Is it in here?
Is it in here? I'm looking for it. I know they mentioned, hold on, where the fuck is it? Fixed a bug where mythic or active item borders would sometimes appear in incorrect locations. Yes,
sometimes. This is all the time.
It was every fucking game, and I'd have to like drag my items around, and sometimes they would disappear, sometimes they wouldn't.
DJ Sona and KDA Seraphine's in-game music mute toggle buttons have been fixed and displayed correctly. Yeah, those were actually gone, I noticed. I played with the DJ Sona, and I don't think I could turn her music on. And there was no mute button or anything next to it. So, and skins, Ronda, Porcelain Protector, and a regular. I guess there's just the porcelain, which I don't understand the animals on these things, but whatever.
It's part of the Chinese New Year thing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because just like the fine china, like literally porcelain, like it's. I've looked into it. It looks a little bit core. I don't know why Ezreal has to have a legendary skin. Lysandra one looks cool. Someone brought up like someone took the Kindred skin and the Lysandra skin and just zoomed in on their faces, and they were like, "Can you tell the difference?"
No, that's a good point.
I mean, the ears, sure, right. Lysandra has a whole headpiece on, but like their face and their lips look almost similar.
Very weird.
And then of course Firecracker's coming back.
Firecracker set, Diana, Teemo, Tristana, Xin Zhao, and Brave.
This
Phoenix
is just
Zaya
that's an older.
Prestige Edition.
I think that skin came out like in September,
Did it?
and now they're
Couldn't
just
remember.
slapping on a. They're getting lazy with their whole prestige shit. Like, come on, bruh. Oh, I
Dude, it
guess
was already
there's
kind of
two.
to begin with.
There's two this patch. Forgot because the Lux skin is getting a prestige,
Oh, okay.
and then Azeri is getting released with Withered Rose, and there's two other Withered Rose skins coming out after,
Dope.
which is Akshan
Actually,
and Janna, I think.
the chromas on these porcelain ones are actually kind of cool. Like porcelain and Mumu chroma with like green is actually pretty sick looking.
Dude, the Mumu one, like the little rat. Wow, what the fuck? Wait,
Oh, I like the Mumu one. He reminds me of like a cross between Chip and Mrs. Potts.
so when he's walking around, is this how that little mouse chilling in there?
It's probably like bobbling around in there.
That's cool as fuck. Okay, yeah.
Don't care about Timo. Xin Shao's got a cool glaive. I like that. But
That's it. This was a
long
long fucking
very long one.
episode. Again, this patch should have came out. This should have been 12-1.
12-1, exactly. Should have been 12-1. I don't understand why they thought it wasn't going to be 12-1. And shame on you, Riot, for that. You fucking morons.
Before we go, I mean, we done our placements. You finished your placements, right?
Yeah, I finished them. Dude,
It's hard. It is fucking hard out here.
2 games in my placements. Ended up bronze 1, and the craziest thing is the last game I won, I got less LP than the first game I won, and I played way better. 20 kills and a pentakill on Zaya compared to the first game where I think I got carried through it. So I don't know.
It's hard out here, man. I think it might get a little bit better now that you're out of placements and you're settled into.
Yeah.
I ended up getting, I think I placed silver 2. I'm almost silver 1. I'm just spamming Gangplank because I feel like I can just hard carry. My win rate's garbage, but luckily I'm getting more LP than I'm losing. So.
Nope.
Yep. So that's gonna be it. We'll be back next week. Not sure what we're gonna do, but we'll figure something out. Feel free to.
I think I've got. I'm working on an interview with.
Yeah.
Someone who's played back in season 1 and hasn't played the game for 8 years. So that is something to look forward to. Other than that, enjoy your games. Please don't rage.
Be nice to each other, okay?
Teammates.
Try to be nice to each other.
You don't have to turn your chat off before you say something stupid.
Or just do that. Okay.
Shut off something stupid or mute everybody. Mute all.
All right, guys. As usual, follow us on Spotify. Rate us on Spotify. Hit us with a 5-star or a 1-star, whatever in between. Let us know how we're doing. Also on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review.
Podcast, we'll read it on air or on, I don't know, on air, whatever. You know what I mean?
I guess I should also just note the our New Year's episode where we did the trivia. That episode didn't end up on YouTube because the video file was so massive that it just stopped. It took like 6 hours and it just stopped uploading. So that's probably not gonna go up, but it was still a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, we will catch you next week, and good luck in your games.
Good luck, y'all.